Here. Welcome to a show. We're gonna go for it. I'm using the new Twitch stream manager.
Oh.
It's just built into the site, but they gave certain people beta access, I guess. I guess that's what I have.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Seems neat, but I'm confused, so I'm hoping I don't have to do anything with it today. I just got the chat up. You guys, let's see. Hurt, I can see me.
Yeah, this is where you can kind of like you've got the chat window, you can see stream health, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know what the beta looks like. Is that
it's like that, but it's a lot more
on the site, you said.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's web based, but it's like super interactive and simplified. I mean, it's definitely a good step forward. I'm just trying to get my head around it. Cool. It's a lot cleaner. The old dashboard's kind of a cluster. But, you know, it's the cluster we're used to, so it's one of those things. All right. It's time, and here goes. We're recording, and that's true. Is it? Yep, it is. All right. The show begins in earnest. Oh, wait, let's hide that. We don't need that up front. There we go. All right, it starts in 3, 2, 1.
I told my sister that slingers kill pirates. I'm gonna be a slinger someday.
No, you're not.
That's worth vomiting.
The morning stream. The morning stream. The morning stream. The morning stream. The morning stream.
This is the morning stream. All your bays are belong to us.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the morning stream. It is TMS for Monday, October 28th, 2019. I'm Scott. That's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi. Oh, hi. Happy Monday to you.
Thanks,
Feels
man.
Like we just did this yesterday.
Yep, we did. We did a Sunday morning PM thing because we couldn't do it. I couldn't do it Friday. I shouldn't say we. You were all good. I had a thing come up.
I was all good.
Yeah, I had a thing come up. Couldn't do it. I don't know if you've heard early reviews for the morning show on Apple's new TV thing is getting slammed by critics. Not good.
Well, what I'm hearing, at least what I read in the daily, what is that called? Hollywood Daily, Hollywood Reporter, is that the first 2 episodes are like, slogging and slow, but by the 3rd hour you start to see some promise.
Okay. And then how about
I'm going to give it 3 episodes, and if it doesn't hook me in 3 episodes, then I'm done. But the For All Mankind is certainly doing looking like it's getting better reviews.
Oh, For All.
That's the Ronald Moore Apple TV Plus thing.
Yeah, the sci-fi unit deal there.
Right, alternate.
Yeah, that seems really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
And all these reviews are starting to come in. I guess that service is launching soon, so why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And they went
Something
bingeable
called
with
C
all this.
is apparently hot garbage.
Oh, that's the Jason Momoa thing.
Right. The blind. Yes, right. Everybody can't see.
Is that the deal? I don't know.
Yeah, I think everybody's blind, but then a baby's born that can see.
Hold on, let's see. Apple TV Plus review. Jason Momoa eyes, Game of Thrones style action. Okay, here are the first 4 reviews. Okay, here we go. Variety has reviews. Let's see if they hate or like these 4 shows that are the first ones.
Right.
And apparently they're all like bingeable Netflix style. I thought they were going to do them week by week, but I guess not.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were. Yeah, I thought it was going to be week by week too.
Ooh, listen to that sweet echo. Sorry, that's not you. That's me. You know what it is? I'm going to blame Variety. Their site is a monster. All right. Here we go. We got what you got here is your reviews for the morning show, Dickinson and For All Mankind. Oh, Dickinson's got what's her name in there? I like
Emily
her.
Dickinson is a teenager kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the girl. Forgot her name. Chloe Barrett's Mertice. No, that's not it.
Oh yeah, the same girl whose name that you've been butchering all weekend.
Different girl. Her name is.
It's not Chloe Grace Moretz.
No, it's what's her freaking name? Oh, geez, Scott, I can't think of her name. Anyway, and I don't see it listed here, but maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Haley Steinfeld.
There it is. She did the True Grit. She was great in that. Anyway, so C.
I can't believe you don't remember Haley Steinfeld.
There you go. C says, is pure genre exercise originating from the mind of writer Stephen Knight. Sorely craves the sort of structural integrity the source material can provide, spiraling away from the narrative control as its first 3 episodes unreel This series about a post-apocalyptic future in which nearly everyone is blind wastes the time of Jason Momoa and Alfred Woodard. Anyway, they don't like it.
Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter says has interesting elements, but not enough depth or vision.
Meh.
See what they did?
Meh. I get it. I get what they did there.
Right.
For All Mankind, they liked a lot more. They said this is by far the better series or the strongest of the launch. Production, costume design, everything fits the changing times. I love alternate future stuff. Or alternate history. I love
the
it.
High Castle kind of stuff, and yeah. We'll have to ask since this is Ronald Moore. We'll have to see if Daryl was planning on picking up Apple TV Plus to watch this, because there's a little bit of a Star Trek connection here.
Yeah,
for sure.
Little TNG, little Voyager, little DS9
little
in
Battlestar.
Yep. We'll see how that goes. So say we all.
Yep.
Anyway,
so say we all.
So
and the morning show. Snooze Fest. Oh no, what did they say here?
Snooze Fest, but has potential after 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Struggles out of the gate, but by the 3rd episode, you start to see, it starts to show promise.
Well, that thing is costing them like $300 million. So
yeah, right.
They best get that thing in shape. Is all I'm saying.
Well, we'll reign supreme as the best TMS, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah, they shouldn't have taken our name, you bastards.
Yeah. How you liking it now?
It's not a lot of money for Apple, as Alex says in the chat. That is true. If this thing tanks, they'll just move on to the next one. But still, it'd be nice if you came out swinging, had some good stuff there at the beginning.
Yeah. I don't know. Starting out slow. I wonder if they upgraded all 3 of these shows to Catalina. Thank you very much.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. Hey, check this out. I see these pictures from Brian over the weekend.
Yes.
And they show up, and it's like the weirdest stuff, because we knew Saturday your wife had some cool secret date for you, but I had no idea what the hell that was doing. So explain it. Why am I looking at coffins and people running alongside them?
All right, so I'll give you the real quick the history behind this. So there was this woman named Emma Crawford, and she moved to Manitou Springs, just outside of Colorado Springs, back in 1889 because she had tuberculosis, and she heard somewhere, I think she read in Ladies' Home Journal, that if you go to someplace with cold water mineral springs, I'm kidding about that part, cold water mineral springs, that's good for tuberculosis.
Okay.
Long story short, it wasn't. She died. Yeah, she died a couple of years later in 1891. But before she died, she met a civil engineer on the Pikes Peak Cog Railway, a guy named William Hildebrand, who basically, she said, all right, well, I'm dying. Here's my dying wish. Take my coffin and bury it at the very top of Red Mountain, which is 7,200 feet. This summit that's at the top, overlooking Manitou Springs.
Okay.
Cut to about 30 years later, and a bunch of harsh winters and a lot of spring rains, and unfortunately loosening the dirt and the stuff holding her coffin in place came loose, and her coffin slid down the mountainside into the center of Manitou Springs, where it broke open, leaving bones and coffin fragments all over the place.
All right, I love this origin. This is so good.
So for the last 25 years, this was the 25th annual Emma Crawford Coffin Race in Manitou Springs. And what they do is they get teams. They had 72 different teams who make these coffins. Basically, you take a coffin or you take some sort of sled or container. It looks like it has to be on like casters, because we didn't see, we'd think that the first thing that you'd want to upgrade are like decent wheels, right? And have like bicycle style wheels on here. No, they're all on freaking casters. And somebody has to be in the coffin, and you have to have 4 people pushing it. So 4 people pushing this coffin and 1 person inside the coffin.
Okay.
And everybody's in costume. So like they had a fast food one with people dressed as Ronald McDonald, Wendy, the Burger King, and the Chick-fil-A cow. There was a group of Mad Max Fury Road war boys pushing a Mad Max in the coffin.
Amazing.
With a bunch of roller skating brides.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah. So basically, the first part of the thing is a parade where they all come down the street. All 72 coffins kind of make their way all the way down and then all the way back, so that all the people on the side can see them all.
Do they run with it? They have to run alongside like the videos you put up, or no?
Well, the parade is no. They're just slowly getting around so everybody can see it.
Separate
then
thing.
comes the races,
Right.
and because having 72 of these vehicles being pushed is kind of a dangerous thing to have all at once, they do basically time trials, and so it's basically racing, 4 people racing this thing down a 1 mile or half a mile course down the street, and then the time, you know, the 3 fastest times get to do it again 2 more times to average out. And I don't know exactly what the rules. I don't know all the rules to this thing, but I do know that if a caster comes off, if one of your wheels comes off, you're disqualified, which is exactly what happened to the guys who are dressed up as like Toy Story army men.
Oh, like green all over and plasticky looking.
Yep, exactly.
All
Plasticky looking, and like it was great costumes. I put a link, by the way, if you want to check it out. EmmaCrawfordFestival.com is where you can see videos from this year and the past year, and but it was great. It was like a really cool surprise, like mystery date. Tina knocked it out of the park. We had such a great time up there. And
had you ever seen this before? This is all.
No, we've heard about it, and we always hear about it. It's like always on the news the day after it happens, and every single year we hear about it and we're like, oh my god, I can't believe it was yesterday. We should have gone to that. Mm-hmm. And weather was perfect. It was sunny, 70, 60, high 60s, 70 degree.
Oh, it's perfect.
Day.
Yeah.
No snow. Yesterday, boom, snow fell down. We're like buried under 6 or 7 inches of snow. So it was really, really good time.
We're supposed to get
but
snow
it was
tonight.
a blast.
It's going to be really bad. It's going to get cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're getting what we're in. So and the other thing that happens is there's a big party that goes around. So the parade and the races are part of this, and then after all that stuff, all the bars open up. There's live bands, like usually with kind of a Halloween theme, kind of a dead, zombie theme for Emma Crawford and all that, and all this stuff going on where people are just drinking all day. We decided not to stay for that. We left as soon as the races were over.
Yes.
Got out of Dodge. But on the way out, we got on our little shuttle to get back to the parking lot, because there's no parking in Manitou Springs when this is going on.
Yeah.
And as we're driving, and everybody's in costume. So there's just tons of people all dressed. Even the people who aren't racing are like dressed up, and you've got zombies walking around, and princesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We see a guy dressed up as David Bowie's Jareth from Labyrinth walking along through the parking lot as we're taking the shuttle back to our car. And the shuttle's kind of at a standstill, so we're just watching Jareth kind of make his way through the parking lot.
That's a deep cut, isn't it? Kind of an odd
it is. It's a very deep cut. I think this guy just owns a lot of steampunky Jules Verne kind of looking outfits, and that David Bowie thing kind of fits. Plus, he's got long blonde hair, so it's one of the things you can do with it. And then he leans forward and starts puking.
Yeah! You'll have to hold on a moment while I vomit.
You remind me of the with the power. What blah?
Yeah, I assume it's Party Town USA after the bars open up and everyone goes
totally
nuts.
is, and I'm glad we got out of there when we did, because it was
a
mess
day?
enough.
What time of day was this when you were there?
Like 12 noon.
Okay.
We were there from about 11 until 2.
Okay, that's perfect. That's when I would leave too. I'd be good. I'd be like, all right, we've seen the thing. I came here. Yeah, there's a lot of kids in their video, but I assume that all they all go away.
Kids go, and then everybody else stays and parties and does all this stuff.
That's cool. It looks like Main Street, Park City a little bit. Like
it's total. Yeah, I mean it is total small town. It's like the streets are lined with ice cream shops and restaurants and souvenir places, old-timey photo places, and then there's a comic store that I got to go into and check out. And
cool.
This comic store has a room in the back. This would be the comic store that I would make.
Yeah.
Comic store in the front, action figures, toys, all that stuff, and then the next room behind it is filled with tables for tabletop game, big wall of tabletop games, and then a full bar with TVs all around.
Wow.
So this is the kind of comic shop that I would do, is like this tabletop bar gaming lounge kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my jam too.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. I'd spend all my time there is what I'd do.
Totally. Well, I'd make sure there's enough room for a podcasting studio back there with a live broadcast into the comic book store bar area.
There'd be sound and the screen and everything. We would deal done. Make it happen.
Yes, make it happen. Green River is where we're making this thing. We're setting up shop in Green River,
next to the sushi place. You can't miss it. Check it out.
Right.
Check us out.
That would be. If anyone wants to go in on this with either Scott or I to start one in your town, let me know.
Wow. Well, the David Bowie bit's my favorite part of your story, and I hope that guy's okay. You know, Sarah.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Try not to step in my vomit, Sarah. Actually, that reminds me of that was famously it was that night that I went and saw Labyrinth with that girl. Took her to Chi-Chi's where I worked.
Oh.
Got a strawberry daiquiri. Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl who I worked with there started telling everybody she was pregnant and I was the father. I went home
after Labyrinth, huh?
Yeah, and I went home and barfed that alcoholless daiquiri all over the place. And then now we've come full circle. David Bowie lookalike barfing. Yeah. No, the one that she said I got pregnant, Alex. Yes. I didn't get anybody pregnant. Here's the thing. Here's what I know for sure, all right? And close your kids' ears if they need to not hear this yet or you haven't had the talk. But in order to get pregnant, you need to have sex. I've learned that a few times in my own life and after I got married, but that never happened with this girl, but she went on to say it anyway, and she's the same girl who showed up at 2:00 in the morning one night with a yellow teddy bear on the porch with a knife in it with fake blood on fire and put a note that said, I love you. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just the fact that it's like, this needs something else. Let's see. Oh, I'll know. I'll do a knife with fake blood.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? It needs something else. I know. Fire.
Freaking Paula, dude. She was nutsoid. She was wacko.
Have you looked on Facebook to just see if she's like
I don't know her last name.
Running from the law or
if I knew her last name, I would totally do this, but I don't know it. I forgot it. It was Paula something, and she was trouble from the beginning. But we went on like 2 dates. It was no big deal, and then I stopped dating her, and then she got mad, and that's when she started spreading those rumors, and then sent me the bear. You know, and Brian, nothing says I love you like a burning bear with a knife in it at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nothing at all. By the way, I like how when you say, I don't remember her last name, Paula something, 4 separate people in the chat room want to assume it was Paula Poundstone.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely Paula Poundstone now that you've all said it.
Definitely famed stand-up comedian Paula Poundstone.
I mean, every time I listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me, I'm reminded of that horrible night with the bear with the knife in it. Anyway, she was nutty, and let's never forget about it. All right.
I also have an MMFR for you today, Scott. An MMFR.
Mad Max Fury Road.
No, a Monday morning film review. Last night or yesterday afternoon, we braved the elements. We went out in the snow to our local theater, and we watched the movie Judy, starring Renee Zellweger as Judy Garland.
Never even heard of this.
This is a biopic. Biopic about Judy Garland's basically her last year. She did this stint in London at this place, this club called the Talk of the Town, doing several sold out performances to this huge theater, and then she passed away 6 months later. Spoiler alert.
From the drugs, right? It was from
the drinking and the drugs. Yeah, exactly.
She had a rough one.
Sidian says, starring the remaining 10% of Renee Zellweger's original face. Sidian, you are not at all wrong. And it's unfortunately the 10% of Renee Zellweger's face that does that weird pursed lips thing that she always does. That
she's not. It doesn't even look like the same person to me. It freaks me out.
Yeah, me either.
I don't like it. You had me at Botox is her famous line. Anyway,
the movie's good. I don't think Renee Zellweger was very good in it. I think she comes across the times that she's really trying to portray Judy Garland, she comes across as kind of a caricature of Judy Garland. It's unfortunate, but I think the movie itself is going to do really well because it's a great story and it's absolute Oscar bait for sure.
Well, reviews are good. 83%, 86 audience. This seems strong.
Yeah, and a lot of reviews. I looked at the reviews this morning just to see if I was crazy, and a lot of reviewers disagree. They think Renee Zellweger did a great job. I don't think she was great in it, but
biopics where it's more of an impression and less of a performance.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know how to explain that. Like, it's such a fine line because the Freddie Mercury thing last year could have been way too over the top and way too much of an impression, and instead he gave that performance so much soul it worked.
Right.
So it's this fine line though. It's like you're just right there, man. You're either gonna go full impression and parody by accident, or you're gonna go the other way and try to get some nuance or whatever. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman did that thing with what was his thing?
Humphrey. Truman Capote.
Yeah, Capote. That Truman Capote thing, it was called Capote, right?
It was called Capote. Yeah.
He didn't even.
And then
he's
Toby
too
Jones also did one the same year called.
Oh right.
Into the what? No.
It was the name of his book. It was the name of his book, right?
Yes.
Death
yeah,
by
on deadly ground.
On deadly earth. Earth of the dead. The dead rise no more.
In cold blood. That's it.
That's
Thank you, Free Rangers. I can remember the name. All I could think of was stupid Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Or Steven Seagal movies.
Hard Target. Yeah.
Hard Target. We also rented Rocket Man because we really wanted to see it. The Elton John biopic.
Oh, yeah.
And Taron Egerton is funny. The same weekend we saw Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and then we saw Follow the Yellow Brick Road the next day.
Oh, weird.
Taron Egerton was great. That was really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, it's way more musical than I was expecting. So it's not like Bohemian Rhapsody where the music that's in there is Rami Malek and the guys performing Queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is some of that, but there's times in Rocket Man where it's almost done like a musical. Like Taron Egerton will just start at the dinner table, start singing, well, I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I want to see that. I heard it was good. Hey, how much man wiener is in it?
No man wiener, but there's a couple scenes of men messing around. There's no nudity at all in there.
Oh, all right. I thought I heard somewhere there was full frontal man wiener.
If there was, I didn't see it, but I did see. But there is, there's a little bit of gay romance.
How about Judy? Was there any man wiener in Judy?
No, but she big gay icon, of course.
Yeah.
No male wiener in that one either.
Wait, was she gay? I didn't know that.
No, she wasn't, but she was a big.
Oh, the gay people liked her.
A big gay icon, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, an icon for the homosexual community.
Gotcha.
Where did we just see a ton of? Oh, it was Chernobyl. All the miners walking around with their duels.
Oh yeah, dude, that was.
What did we just see? Like a ton of.
That was man wiener festival. That thing.
It really was. Like it was a little Russian sausage party.
So is it true that Judy Garland,
Kielbasa party,
the drug overdose happened from snorting coke off the butt of a little person? Did that happen? Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's correct.
Did I make that up? I might have made that up, I think.
That might have been one of those things that's, those long-running urban legends about
there you have it. Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, opening this weekend, Terminator Dark Fate, which is doing okay, 66%. It's not terrible.
People still saying that it's the sequel that 1 and 2 deserve.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too. That makes me happy. And I also like old Arnold. There's something cool and grizzled about him. I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
He should do more movies now that he's old. And then let's see. You got your top box office still Joker. And then all the way down at number 8, The Lighthouse, which is the one I want to see the most, which is at 92%. Everybody seems to love that thing. You got your Robert Pattinson and your what's his name?
Willem Dafoe. Tristan saw that last week while he was on his little California road trip. He saw he saw it at the ArcLight 2 days before the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
That kid.
Yeah.
He said it was great.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's really good.
So I'm excited to see that one. That's another one that's absolutely going to be in the Oscars for something.
And you look at Robert Pattinson's face, and I can start to see Batman a little bit in their promo stuff for that movie. You kind of can see it. And he's a good actor. He's fine. You guys need to calm down about Batman. I'm not talking to the chat room, but people in general. He may be just fine.
Yeah.
And I really like the director who's going to make Batman. So everyone just calm the F down. All right? All right. Hey, we're going to play a game. We're going to bring in special guests.
What?
I know. It's crazy. Yeah, this is legit. We're gonna do a little something in celebration of the 10-year anniversary of FilmSack, which is actually tomorrow, technically, but it was 2009.
But we don't do a Babel Royale tomorrow. So,
no, we don't. We definitely do not. We didn't want to do it the day after. That'd be lame. So we're doing it today. Joining us on the line, we have both Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian and somebody else.
And Randy Jordan. Hello, Randy.
Aloha, Scott, Brian.
The entire
Friends, all
freaking
gonna laugh
group.
at you.
They're all
Friends,
gonna laugh at you.
I bring the best news you could. This is breaking news. I am breaking some news.
Are you gonna leak something? Are you gonna
leak it?
A long 62-day national nightmare is over, my friends.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Did they finally put out the Skyline fire?
Well, that wouldn't be funny.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be.
Okay, sorry.
62 days.
They're not gonna laugh at you.
Exactly. 62 days since we ran out of Popeyes chicken sandwiches. They're coming back.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
coming back,
Nice.
my friend.
We went. No,
Popeyes.
I absolutely do care, and I went there yesterday. And you're right, they're still out. But the guy behind the thing said somebody said we're getting them again. So check back later.
Yep, that date would be Sunday, November the 3rd.
Boycott Popeyes.
Popeye. Okay, then you don't need to talk anymore right now.
I'm going to
Popeyes. Popeyes is bringing back the chicken sandwich on Sunday. Think about that. It's a great troll. I'm so proud of them.
All right. I like them.
Is Sunday something special about Sunday?
Yes, there's something special about Sunday and chicken sandwiches, and that's November the 3rd. Mark your calendars. We're all gonna go get Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
Daylight savings time ends.
Yeah. And finally,
that's
that
right.
hour goes away, and we can get a chicken sandwich finally.
I'm proud of the
about
chat
the-
room
oh, about
for
the same
understanding
time
why it's a
as-
troll.
Mm-hmm.
What about let's see why. I'm still looking.
Because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. You kumquat.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Does anybody still go to Chick-fil-A? I thought we don't like them anymore because, unlike Judy Garland, they are not a gay
We
icon.
don't, but in the great chicken sandwich wars of 2019, the main combatants were Popeyes and Chick-fil-A,
I love that
man.
the Colonel doesn't even rank rank a mention.
No, Colonel doesn't get into this mix. He doesn't make
What
chicken
Colonel?
anymore.
Who's a Colonel?
They
in
don't
this
make
war?
chicken anymore. It's not chicken. It's some kind of
Colonel
mushed
Sanders?
up garbage poop.
Oh.
You know, the double down.
Yeah.
The
All right,
chicken sandwich made
hold
with
on.
2 pieces of chicken.
Look, I had one of those things before they went scarce, and it was fantastic, and I loved it, and I couldn't wait for them to come back. Dunaway, do you have any skin in this fight?
No, I prefer my own chicken at home. I don't go out and eat the fried chicken, so I don't really have a
He's a clean
chicken
eater.
in this fight.
Yeah, he's a clean eater. He's better than us, is what he is.
No, I'm not better than you. I just my delicate digestive system and my lack of gallbladder makes it difficult to consume the fried foods.
It makes sense. They're all gonna laugh at you. Not really. They won't.
They
laugh
already
at you.
did.
It'll be fine. They already did. Brian's echoey impression is pretty spot on.
I'm here to tell you, if you haven't seen this year's most awesome Halloween costume, it's the sexy sold-out Popeyes chicken sandwich costume.
Oh wow!
It is amazing.
Is that real?
You
Can
gotta
I
keep an eye
actually
out for
see
that.
this somewhere? Where is this?
Oddly enough, plenty of supply of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's running out of that stuff. All right.
The
Well,
irony.
having you both here is a fantastic thing because you're going to both participate today in Battle Royale.
It's a great idea.
Yes, it is. And we're going to enjoy ourselves because, one, we get to celebrate FilmSack's 10-year anniversary, but we also get to do this. All right, we are going to do Battle Royale. That means you guys get to call in and try to win some prizes. We have questions. We have answers. We already have a caller. Let's see if we can find out who this is already. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Michael.
Well, hello, Michael. Where are you from?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, land of fancy donuts. Welcome to the show.
And Portlandia.
Yes, it's good to have you here. This is how it's going to work. Brian will explain the rules, what you could win, and what our topic is. Brian?
That is correct. I'm going to be giving Scott, Randy, and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth, round robin style, with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, they are out. Winner will be last man standing. Got it? Michael, your job is to predict who is going to come out on top based on today's topic. Today, you are playing for a pair of CDs from Dizzy Box 9 and Trend Selva, plus... Oh my God, did you come in on a great day for this? Holy cow.
Okay.
The Sam Goody 1997 promotional sampler featuring tracks by Crystal Method, not Limp Bizkit. Who is it here? It is Blink 182's Josie is on here. Goldfinger. Limp Bizkit is on here. This will be yours. And,
We're sorry about the Limp Bizkit part, but yes.
And the Armageddon Criterion Collection.
Armageddon. That's it.
Yeah, see, that's the joke, is that I really play up the Sam Goody thing.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Armageddon Criterion Collection double disc set with bonus features and director's cut.
Does it have all the scenes where Ben Affleck eats an entire box of animal crackers out of the belly button of
he
Arwen?
eats many animal products out of Liv Tyler's belly button, not just crackers, but actually an entire spicy chicken sandwich.
I'm glad they finally settled on the cracker. I think that was probably good for them.
Yes, exactly.
That's an excellent lineup. Nice package. Nice package, Brian.
So I'm going to randomly pick an order here. I'm going to say, because
alphabetical. Go alphabetical.
Go alphabetical. Brian.
First name or last name?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Brian, Randy, Scott.
Okay.
But Michael still gets to decide who goes first, and we start with that person in the round robin.
That's fine.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay, but he can't pick until I tell your topics. Everybody, make sure you close your browsers. No Google, no Bing, no
nothing.
No DuckDuckGo, no looking at film sack stats, none of that stuff.
Hide the chat room as well. No chat room up, none of that.
That's right. Marshall Thompson wrote in and said, hey, for the 10th anniversary of Film Sack, it sure would be great to see how many Arnold Schwarzenegger movies guys can name that we've watched for Film Sack. And I said, that's pretty good, but I'm going to go one better. We're going to say any movie that we've watched on Film Sack starring either Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone, because they were both considered for this role.
Man. Wait, what? Whoa. You're saying movies that actually starred one of those two?
Yeah. Movies that featured one of those two actors. We've watched 24 movies that have featured Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone.
Okay. In the middle of that, I got the feeling you were asking for movies that they were considered for. Okay, all right. Don't even go that.
Would be everyone, right?
That'd be the entirety of the lineup.
That's right.
Nice.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
By the way, I think Marshall Thompson are two names of amplifiers.
Oh.
But I might be wrong.
Marshall.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right. I think that is right.
I know Marshall amplifiers. I think Thompson makes amplifiers too, but I could be wrong.
That's crazy.
Michael from Portland. Brian, Randy, or Scott, who do you want to go first? And who do you think is going to win this?
I think we'll go with Scott to start and Randy to win.
Okay. I like this.
Right.
I like the cut of your jib. Here goes.
And when someone fails, they're just out.
Drop
and
out.
Going?
Yep. Okay. Exactly.
Right.
We go until there's one man standing.
Okay. We're gonna start with Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Terminator 2: Judgment Day from 1991, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
All right, we're off to the races. Now we go to Brian.
Well, we watched this one recently. It was the Stallone-nator, and he was in that Rocky 3 we watched.
He was in Rocky 3 from 1982. Well done, Brian. All right.
I guess I'll just tack right up to Rocky 4. That's an easy one.
Seems like a very good idea. Rocky 4 in 1985.
I've gotten in trouble in this game before trying to be clever. And I play it really.
Save your clever for when there's things that people are forgetting.
Yeah,
I'm playing it safe this time.
Especially when you're the pick for the win.
Smart.
Yeah, I gotta win this thing.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna put those two fellers together in the.
No.
Wait. Was he in that? hold on.
It's one of them was. What is it?
I mean, what is your
Yeah,
problem?
I guess either way, the Expendables. Because if I'm wrong about them both being in it, it doesn't matter. The Expendables definitely had shawarma. Sylvester Stallone in it.
Schwarmanisms.
Arnold Shawarma.
Arnold Shawarma. No,
I'm not gonna try and finish the pun. They both were in the Expendables
Okay,
from 2010, which we did
God.
watch.
I couldn't remember if he was in one or the others, the sequels or whatever. I couldn't remember.
This reminds me, Scott got me with the nickname of me for the Carrie episode yesterday, and I really I haven't had the giggles overcome me like that in a while. And it was like
There was a point at which I thought it was your opening. Like it was that you're gonna do it there. Randy's all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
For your
Really?
opening.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know what got under my skin, but that was just, it was one of those, and you feel it for hours. Like
Yeah.
you feel the, I don't know, like the tension release. I don't know what it is.
Well, here
Anyway,
it is.
sorry,
This
go
is
ahead.
the line that got you right here.
I can see your dirty pillows.
I can see him, except I said I can see his dirty pillows, and it
Dirty pillows.
It caught him just right, I guess. Anyway.
All right, that was Scott.
Yeah.
Now we're over to Brian.
I'm gonna go with Schwarzenegger this time.
Okay.
Seems like I remember us doing that stupid documentary, Pumping Iron.
Oh, look at you pulling
That
out
was
the
earlier this
documentary.
year, right?
It was
Oh,
1977. Arnold Schwarzenegger pumping iron. Because I get the feeling that I'm climaxing when I'm lifting the weights. Except he doesn't say that. He uses a different word.
Oh,
You know what the
right.
hardest part about this is, having three, trying to remember what everybody said because oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard.
There's a chance that it's not a 50-50 shot here. Like, Michael has two chances to lose.
That's true.
Wow,
Well,
all the pressure.
if we get them all right, then he wins too. So there is that
Correct.
option.
Yes. There's
Yeah.
24
So-
movies. You guys can do this. All right, Randy.
So I've got a theme going here, and so I have to say the Expendables 2.
Yes, you do.
I
2012.
thought we did that, but I was a little bit, for some reason, there was a little doubt in the back of my head going, did we really do two? Or did
think
we
we
just
did
talk about
two.
it?
If I remember correctly, we watched the two of them fairly close together, but
Yeah,
we
we
did
did.
watch them in the correct order,
Yeah, we
unlike
did.
Right.
most of our sequels.
I can't
I'm not
remember
going
if
to
we
be
did
able
three.
to follow this theme much longer, though. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's over now.
I don't remember if we did three or if the other dude
We-
was in it.
Did we talk about it? We talked about it. We never did it, though, right?
Did we not do it? I don't know. We do this all the time where we think we did a movie.
I don't
and
guess we
haven't.
could talk about it during the contest, can't we?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
really
yeah.
say it anyway.
Yeah.
This is bad table talk. All right. Let's stay Schwarzenegger-ish. Commando.
Commando.
Ooh, that's a
Yes,
good
from
one.
1985. We certainly did watch that one. I don't have the dates on
Yeah.
when we watched when we did them on Film Sack, unfortunately, but
Right.
I could go look it up, except it would give me view
that
of all
would kind
movies.
of be
That's bad.
an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
All right, Brian.
Ray Bryan. Ray Bryan thinks maybe he's going to stick with a Schwarzenegger, try to also take the Randy tact of not mixing it up too much, and go with The Running Man.
The Running Man,
in his tracksuit.
1987.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Yes, indeed, we did watch The Running Man, and
Okay, all right.
Richard Dawson kissed many ladies.
It's an
I'm
early
gonna
one.
win
for
this
us.
game.
Mm.
I'm gonna win this game on the strength of our strings of sequels, and I have to name Rocky 5.
Oh, very good. 1990s Rocky 5. We did it before Rocky 4 or Rocky 3.
Yeah. It's
That's right.
It's a
Oh,
piece
man,
of
we
poop.
did that one a long time ago.
5 is the worst one. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm. All right, back to Scott.
Let's go Stallone and let's do over the top the arm wrestling thing.
Oh, there's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meet me halfway across the sky.
One of our best episodes of Film Sack, by the way. Like, it's,
really?
It's a
lot of
really
fun.
good. I heard it maybe 2 months ago. I heard it again.
You
I was
might
like,
hear this a
wow.
lot from listeners too. They really like that one. Apparently, that episode is over the top.
Whoa! Over the top. 1987.
All right.
Hilarious.
After Brian.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm going, but I'm trying
is-
to remember if anyone said it because I've heard a lot of movies in my head, and now I'm hearing them in Randy's voice sometimes,
Yeah.
or Scott's voices.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to stay with either within science fiction and then action, so I wouldn't get confused. But we kind of mixed it up so much. Ooh, did we say Sylvester Stallone in the Demolition Man yet?
Nope.
Demolition Man?
Nope.
Is that your guess?
Don't mess with me.
We have
Demolition Man
not
is my
said it
guess.
yet. 1993, Demolition Man. We absolutely did do that one. Nobody has absolutely nobody has mentioned it yet.
Yeah,
So well done.
you mentioned the 3 shells thing in your intro yesterday, so it may have been on your mind and thinking that you mentioned.
Well done, my friend Brian.
Yeah, well done.
Well done. And you gave me another, close to a
Demolition Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just gonna say the thing that most people think of as a sort of spiritual sequel, which is Judge Dredd, which I'm certain will be sacked.
Judgy Dreddy.
We did indeed. Yeah, it came out 2 years after Demolition Man. I think they used some of the same sets and costumes and people and script.
We did, at least I think we've only done one of these, but we did First Blood. I don't know if we've done other Rambos. I don't remember, like if we did 2 or not, but I know we did 1.
We did do one, First Blood, 1982.
Okay.
Underrated film, really.
It was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot. I wish his new one was getting better.
I'm telling you, I saw it. You don't need to see it, but if it's in your wheelhouse, you should see it at the theater. Like it's just one of those.
Okay. I liked the last one before this. That was really good.
And this is exactly like that. I mean, it just carries right along from that.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay. I think that takes us back to Brian Dunaway.
It does indeed.
All right, so that's I'm getting a little worried about the science fiction side now. I don't want to name any more of those. I feel like we've done a lot of those, but I do remember the fantasy stuff. And I think we only mentioned one, so I'm going to go with the other, which is Red Sonja.
Red
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think it might have been the first one that we watched, the first
That's really
Schwarzenegger
old.
thing that
Yeah.
we watched. 1985's Red Sonja, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bridget Nielsen, right? Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah, she was Red Sonja, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was in our first year. That's like the first year of our 10-year tenure. All right. Let's see.
All right, Randy.
Oh,
I'm getting nervous.
Sorry, that was me.
because this is like going longer than I was expecting.
Yeah, we're coming
I was
down
hoping
to it
some
here.
People would start dropping out and just hand me the win. I'm certain that we haven't yet named our 100th episode of Film Sack. Back when I thought, oh man, if we ever hit 100 episodes, we gotta sack the most notoriously reviewed film of all time, and that's Last Action Hero.
Yes, indeed. Last Action Hero from
Last Action Hero, that's
1993.
right.
Mm-hmm.
A Schwarzenegger film.
Yeah, had Tywin Lannister in that thing.
That's right. Charles Dance with weird crap in his eye.
Yeah, he had contacts like smiley faces or something in him, right?
Mm-hmm. He did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Targets.
Weird movie.
And,
Such a weird
Hard
movie.
targets.
All right. I know I already said Terminator 2, so now I'm going to say Terminator 1.
good choice. Otherwise known as The Terminator. 1984, The Terminator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Didn't we do
He
those
said he'd
in-
be back, and he was.
He was. Didn't we do those in order? Or no?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so.
All right. Trying to find other examples where we're way out of order, and maybe that's
Well,
just a recent thing.
Now that I think about it, maybe we did do the sequel before the first one. I can't remember.
I don't remember
actually.
either.
We always do the sequel first. I mean, every time.
We usually
Assume
do.
that.
Yeah. All right.
More.
then,
It
Ryan.
happens more that way than the other way, than the correct way.
Brian's turn.
I had never
All
seen
right.
this one before Film Sack, and it had a couple action stars in it, but it was kind of silly and fun. Tango and Cash.
Oh.
Tango and Cash. Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone, and a dude with a really big chin.
You guys made me watch it,
1989.
and I appreciated it.
I
I didn't
like-
want to do it at the time.
I had fun with that movie. It was all right.
It was, watching that movie was like being a rat
Yeah.
in a maze.
It's hard to think of someone like Kurt Russell in his prime for the comic relief part of action. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
like where he's the straight man and he encounters something absolutely nutty.
Mhm.
I can't really think of anyone to compare to him. You know,
Mhm.
No, and it was that was the height of his action stuff, right? This Escape from New York, and well, I guess it was the tail end of all that. But we haven't really seen him done much action since then.
No.
am I up?
It's like
You're up.
rom-coms. That was Brian. So yes, you're up.
Oh God. Okay. Kind of dredging the bottom of my barrel here. When this
Same.
game started, I thought, oh, I got one that'll get me through when everybody else falls over. But I'm there now. So after Schwarzenegger was no longer governor, he made a movie, and we watched it for Film Sack, and it was called The Last Stand.
Indeed, it was
Oh, I
X-Men: The
forgot
Last
we
Stand,
did
starring
Man, The Last Stand. Get out of
I
here.
forgot we watched
2013, The
that.
Last Stand, with a really cool Sheriff Schwarzenegger.
And Johnny Knoxville, I want to say.
Yes. Or no,
Oh,
wait,
really?
not
Okay.
Johnny Knoxville. Wasn't it? Oh shoot, was it Knoxville?
I don't.
I can't remember who it was like.
There was a time when Johnny Knoxville was the weirdo sidekick guy in a bunch of action movies that had comic.
It might be
part-
who I might be thinking of is what's his name's kid. I can't think of anybody's names. Oh, Randy, this is a
All right.
tactic you're using. I can't think about your stuff right now.
I know. Well done.
know.
Good distraction.
All right.
Makes Scott think about who.
Scott, you just need to name a Jean-Claude Van Damme film that we've watched. Just do it. Just
who
go.
am I thinking of? Oh, Gary Busey's kid.
Oh,
Jake
Jake.
Busey.
Little Busey.
That he was in that. I think.
Baby Busey.
Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, now I'm getting totally. Don't we mention other actors?
I know,
I'm trying to stay as focused
There's only
as possible.
Six left. You've named 3/4 of the Stallone Schwarzenegger movies we've
Well,
seen.
it's always not fair when we do these.
Next time, Brian Ibbett. Next time, it needs to be Danny Trejo and Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's what we gotta dig into
Well,
those.
now that you've said it and you can study for it, then
Yeah.
I can't do it
Yeah,
in 10
can't do
years.
that. He has to surprise us. All right. The name just left me. Hold on. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 3-boobed lady.
weeks.
There's a 3-boobed lady. Hold on.
John Cusack has to ski down a mountain. You can do it.
It's got Johnny Cab.
Red Planet.
Johnny Cab, not Red Planet. It's on the Red Planet. But Ronnie Cox is in it.
They take a mission to Mars.
Johnny Cab, Ronnie Cox. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Shit. Oh, Total Recall. Total Recall.
God's
Total Recall.
Oh, that is hilarious. You finally
That
got
is
the Total
irony.
Recall. It took you a while.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Did you have to pull that out of your nose?
1990s Total Recall.
It's Quaid and
What are we gonna do?
What else?
Like this?
What?
There can't be many more of these, right?
There are 5 more.
5 more.
I have one. I have one, and I'm done. So if I can't, unless you guys tip your hand somewhere, I've only got one left.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think it's who did that last one? That was
Scott.
struggling.
Brian.
Yes.
Yeah.
To recall Total Recall. So now we're on to Brian.
Yeah.
He was struggling
okay.
with Total Recall. Think of the
Yes.
irony there. How stupid
know.
is that? All right.
I'm gonna go with a very young Sylvester Stallone in Death Race 2000.
Oh!
Wow, it was Frankenstein. Yes, good
Yeah,
job.
how could you forget
1975. The Italian stallion driving around like a madman.
Shite.
Which reminds me of the other movie that I thought we did, but I'm not 100% sure, and I keep thinking, yeah, we did. No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. No, we didn't. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. All right,
Yeah.
Randy, yours.
How come me
Okay.
so freaking nervous? I'm over here chewing on my vitamins.
I know. I'm freaking out. Okay.
I think I only have one more.
We
too.
we sacked around the world in 80 days.
You did
Oh!
second.
That was mine.
Wait, who was in?
2000
Which one was?
Schwarzenegger made a cameo.
What was he
in-
doing?
Yeah. The only reason I knew this one is I made
What?
I made a gif of his face when he yells.
I was
no.
already laughing at you because I was like, "There's nobody in that one," but all right.
You're already laughing at him. Get it?
I was already laughing at you, and you know what?
I was laughing
They're all
at you.
gonna laugh.
Yeah.
We're all gonna laugh at you. Wow. Okay, I am like shaking that actually worked.
Yeah.
I don't remember sacking that film, guys.
Very
We
drunk.
did. Okay, my turn.
Yes.
We did 2 movies with almost the same name. One has Stallone, I think, in it, and the other is a more modern outer space thing. But they were both.
I'm sad that you're trying to
prisons.
make our guest lose.
I'm not. I'm just
At
trying
this
to be a
point.
normal player here. I gotta be competitive.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just gonna start naming the movies that are in.
Lockdown.
Ooh.
Locked in. Hold on. This
Ooh,
isn't
if
my
you
answer.
didn't get it, then I might have that one. I forgot about that one.
Locked on.
This may save me from Randy.
Wow.
Go ahead and fail.
It was about prison and jail. Lock up.
Lock up. Very
Oh!
good. Yes.
Holy smack, dude.
1989's Lockup starring Stallone.
Sorry, friend. Guess you're not getting the prices.
Not this week.
Well, there are 2 more
God.
on my list. I'm double checking one of these because I'm questioning it. But let's see how you guys do. So that was Scott. No, yeah, that was Scott. So Brian.
Are you saying there's only potentially one left? Maybe.
There are, okay, here we go. There are 2 more.
Okay.
I hope Brian Dunaway just gives up here because I have a fun guess, and I would love for it to come in and win this thing.
Well, here we
I'm
go.
having trouble thinking of any more Schwarzenegger films at all. All I can think of is Stallone films for some reason. And maybe it's because we've talked about it so many times and we've tried to do it. Did we ever watch Daylight? I'm going with Daylight.
We have not
Dang
watched
it!
Daylight, yes. We should, but we haven't.
And then there
I
were
swore we
2.
talked about it so many times.
All right, we're down to 2.
All right, now Randy has the chance to win it for our contestant and prove film sec dominance here. Michael. It's all up to you, Randy. If Michael gets this.
Yeah, this is all Randy.
Okay.
You'll know who to blame.
All right.
This doesn't go well.
I have a guess.
Okay.
It's insane, but I've been watching a certain new TV series, and I listened to an episode of Film Sack maybe 2 weeks ago, and in the episode, we mentioned Sylvester Stallone. And we mentioned Sylvester Stallone because I think he was on screen, not because he was considered for a role in the movie. Right. I'm just like, I hope this works.
Okay.
What's left? Because I only can't.
Was Stallone credited for an appearance in Watchmen?
He indeed was.
What?
In 2009's Watchmen, he is a cameraman.
I don't
in the
remember
film.
that.
Sylvester Stallone makes an appearance in
Don't remember that.
Watchmen.
Oh my God.
Son of a butthole.
Now,
All right.
there is one left on the list, Scott. If you can name it, you'll not only get you'll take the prize away from our contestant, but you'll blow me away because this is one that I had completely forgotten about.
Well, technically,
I'm
if
still
I
trying to
get
remember when Sylvester Stallone. What was he? Cameraman? You said?
Yeah, he was a cameraman. You see him and I don't even think it's a speaking role. He's probably a little part of the paparazzi around the original.
I don't remember that at all.
Cameo is my weakness.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
no memory of that at all. I remember the Around the World in 80 Days one. All right, so
I don't remember that.
So wait, if I get this right, he wins either way.
No,
yeah, actually, it's true. Yes.
No, but I lost. So doesn't all 3 of us have to be still in the game?
No.
If all the answers get answered, then
we make our own rules. 10th anniversary, you're gonna win if Scott gets this.
No. If all the items on the list get answered, then the contestant always wins.
Yeah, that's always been the rule.
Mm-hmm.
But that would require me to know this one. So
yes,
I'm gonna say. I don't know, so I'm just say Get Carter.
It is not Get Carter.
Damn it!
Congratulations to our caller, Michael from Portland, Oregon. You're getting the prizes. The last movie is something. Yeah, go ahead.
I looked it up. I was
Well,
like,
you can't say it then if you looked it up.
No, but I came out of this game going, I had this really weird guess, and I looked it up, and it was true.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really proud of myself for having this.
Okay.
And it was Arnold Schwarzenegger has this tiny little appearance in a bar in The Rundown.
He does. Yes,
Wait, The
with,
Rundown.
Dwayne Johnson, Sean William Scott. The Rundown in the U.S. credited as Welcome to the Jungle. Outside the U.S. for some reason.
No, in the U.S. it was The Rundown, right? It's
yes.
Welcome to the Jungle everywhere.
And outside, exactly.
I do
Outside the
remember
U.S. it was Welcome to the Jungle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I say that backwards?
No, yeah, but that's okay. And I had no freaking idea Schwarzenegger's in that thing. I don't remember that.
The whole game, I was like, I can't take this chance on the rundown, and it would have worked.
Well,
the tiniest of cameos for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Welcome to the jungle or / the rundown. Well done, and big thanks to Marshall Thompson for sending in that list.
yeah.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Good job, Michael. You are the winner. That means you just got to send an email to Brian Ibbett here with your details, and he will get this stuff to you right away. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Great.
Oh, that's fantastic. Make Portland be ever better because you're in it. We'll see you later, and thanks for playing. All right. Well done, you guys. We not only do we celebrate 10 years, but we got to do some free stuff, and that's really what matters.
That's right.
In the end.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we eliminated the possibility of even doing any news on TMS today.
That's right. Look, if you're
As
in,
Scott predicted.
my big prediction today that did come true. No time for news. But here's the deal: if you're in Anaheim this coming weekend and you're there for BlizzCon or otherwise, look around for Randy Jordan and shake his hand and say hi.
Don't look around. There will only be like really one place to find me, and that's the mailbox at the Dark Moon Fair near the Arch.
Oh, right. Yep.
Come over to the North Hall, second floor of the North Hall to Dark Moon Fair, and find me near the Gnomish mailbox. That's the best possible way.
That's where I've always found you.
Yeah. I always find you there as well. Yeah.
I'll
No
be
pins
up there
this time around, by the way. Or no blind bags of pins.
There
Like
are.
are there?
I hope that's not some kind of crazy leak, but there are. There definitely are.
Oh.
Okay, well
There's
they're
a
not
new
they're
series.
not for sale on the website yet.
I don't know why.
Okay.
There may be spoilers therein. I don't know. But I saw them, and so I guess I would know. But anyway, I saw them. They're awesome. I'm really looking forward to doing the pin trading this year. That's gonna be my favorite thing.
Well,
Yeah, we might have to
Oh my gosh.
trade via proxy or something.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm planning on buying us a few blind bags, but I was surprised not to see them on the website. So that makes sense if there's something that they're going to be announcing that's in there.
I love that you're going to get the one gambly thing that's happening at BlizzCon. Brian's still going to get a piece of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love those. Those pins are so gorgeous. They're so well done.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's awesome.
I'm
Yes.
really excited about BlizzCon. We've got all of the usual BlizzCon stuff, and we've got people coming over from all over Southern California to stand outside, and we're gonna try to do our best to take care of those
Yeah,
folks.
there you go. And hopefully the smoke don't get them, because y'all got
Right.
fires.
You know what? We've been so lucky that the wind changed for us, at least in this area. Like the wind was coming from the north, and it would have been horrible, but it changed, and so got a little cooler. We had that false autumn, and then we've been back to hot summer all
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're gonna have wind in the right direction, so people who are here can have clear skies.
Nice. Well, have a fantastic BlizzCon weekend, and may we
Yes.
all meet again at the altar of good times later. Brian Dunaway, you and I today doing the Boop Show. That's at what, 3:30 Mountain, 5:30 Eastern? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm very excited about it because I want to talk about the Outer Worlds, among other things. So he and I will be putting our heads
That's
together.
been a lot of fun, my friend.
Yeah, that game's great. And I will sing its praises later today. It is currently my game of the year 2019. We'll see how that holds up.
Oh, interesting.
There's a few games left to come out.
I wonder how I will feel about it tonight.
Well, yeah, maybe you'll be the opposite. I don't know. Whoever
Just have
knows.
to tune in.
Yeah. So that's Brian Dunaway, the Brian Dunaway on Twitter. Oh, and get Randy at Randy Deluxe. And we will see you at 3:30 at frogpants.tv. Bye, Brian.
See you, Brian.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Let's do a song break and then bring in our
Okay.
guests.
Absolutely.
Oh, before we do that, tell me what's going on with ANTP this week. What's
Yeah, I
happening?
was just gonna say that this song break is brought to you by America's Next Top Podcaster. The judging and elimination for Comedy Week is up on the feed, and if you're paying attention, 2 people are going home from the show today. So 2 contestants eliminated on Comedy Week. Find out who by listening today to America's Next Top Podcaster.
Nice. All right. Before we bring Steven in, who we haven't seen in a week, so it's good to have him back, we are going to play a song, and we'll be back in a second. Brian, what are we singing? Not singing.
For
What are we
sure.
playing?
We're listening to Stephen Adams. Actually, no, we're listening to a request sent in by Stephen Adams. Steve HNH in the Tadpole. He says, "Hey, I'm friends with this artist. He just released his debut EP on October 4th, and it's fantastic. Hope you guys can find room for it on the list." We got approval, and this is great. Horace Holloway from his brand new EP, Tinfoil Stars. A very cool song called El Santuario de Chimayo. Again, here is Horace Holloway.
We'll see you in just a moment.
Now we're going to delve into some penis talk.
Whoops, that's backwards. Hold on. We're going to do it a different direction. Let me try that again. All right. 1 second. Okay, there we go. 3, 2, 1.
Let's face it, you can feel uneasy about your bathroom.
Now we're going to delve into some penis talk.
The morning stream. Smooth, flowing, and unbroken.
We're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. We are truly smooth, flowing, and unbroken.
That's right. Smooth and convincing, like a couple of podcasters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So here's the deal. Steven's coming in.
Yes.
And we're all happy to do it.
We are happy to do it.
Yep. Yep. Nothing about this makes us sad. All of it is a good thing. We're going to do that. We're going to see what's up with him. And we're going to start it with this.
Steven.
It's Steven Schleicher, all the way from Hays, Kansas, and the ever-popular Majorspoilers.com. Steven, welcome back to the show.
Hey, it's been a long time.
Yeah, a couple weeks, right? Something like that.
I know, we've missed you.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You and I have talked since because of
yes.
But you know, we can't talk much about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I had a little text conversation with him. I may as well bring it up publicly. I was at the university doing that little lecture the other night, and it was totally fun. Had a blast. And one of these kids in the back, I say kids, they're like in their 20s, but one of them raises his hand and goes, what do you think about something, major spoilers, critical hit, this kind of talk? And I went, whoa, what? And he goes, yeah, I'm a huge Steven fan. And I said, wait, did you know, like Nerdtacular, he would always come, oh no, I came out just for them, like 2 years in a row, just to see them. Like he barely knows me or anything we're doing here except for the Schleicher part. And I thought that was kind of awesome. So, dude, you had a huge fan up at the U there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice work.
Well, hopefully he's listening. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, fan.
He might be. They said they were all going to check the morning show out, so we'll see if they did.
Well, good.
Anyway,
yeah. When you first said, "Oh man, I went to teach this class, and there's a huge fan of yours in there," it's like, is it harder?
Well, she was there also, and she also likes you, but no. In this case, whole other dude, and he was super.
She thinks you're fine.
Yeah,
she
thinks
says
you're
I wouldn't
okay.
Consider myself a fan, but
it was great because you were actually the impetus for a big conversation we had about D&D and it taking a bigger role in streaming and people playing it all the time, and he was very quick to want to be the guy to point out that you guys have been doing it forever, probably maybe the longest, and that you're still going at it, and your 500th episode was coming and all this kind of talk, and it was great. It was nice to see some hardcore Steven fandom out there, You deserve it.
We haven't been the longest because that would go to the Penny Arcade guys with their Acquisitions Inc.
Yeah.
But we are the longest continuing because they always took breaks like 3 months, 6 months, whatever it may be between shows. We've been doing it now into our 10th year, nonstop.
Wow,
week.
like film sack time. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And they, I don't even think Acquisitions Inc. is doing it now at all, are they?
I think they are here and there. Okay. They certainly do it for their big PAX conventions.
Yeah, they do the staged version of it, but I don't think they're recording it anymore. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
maybe. Well, anyway, it's good to have you back. Last week we were going to talk, and then things happened. Like a carpet guy or something come over.
Oh man, what a disaster!
Yeah, right. That's right.
And as a result,
between two technicians in your house,
the carpet cleaners were supposed to come, and the people that were coming to give us an estimate on our siding were both coming at the same time. And I was like, well, if they actually show up on time, then I should be able to just slide in like 15 minutes late.
Right.
And sure enough, the guy that was supposed to, that needed the most attention, showed up at 11:15, and you're calling and I'm talking to the guy and I'm like, would you just hurry up because I got to answer this phone.
Well, it was no problem. Totally understand. That stuff happens all the time. But you had this intriguing list of the greatest comics of September.
Yeah, so there's a couple of interesting things that's going on right now. We've already talked about, or you guys have talked about, Kevin Feige becoming the chief creative officer over all things Marvel. including the comic books, the TV shows, the movies, etc.
Right.
And it's interesting that before Fox was bought by Disney, Ike Perlmutter basically said, cancel all the X-Men comics. And so you had the death of all these X-Men, or maybe you only had 1 or 2 X-Men titles being regularly produced. But then since that deal went through, and since Feige has been officially named, my guess is that he's been doing some X-Men, or he's been doing some of his CCO stuff for about a couple of months now before they made it public.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden we have a flood of X-Men books coming back to the market. And in September, what kind of dominated was the House of X and Powers of X series, both of really good. I think they're a 6-issue miniseries is what they are, each of them. Or I'm sorry, not Powers of X, Powers of 10, House of X, Powers of 10. And they concluded, and 2 weeks ago when we were going to talk, last week when we were going to talk, was the launch of the new X-Men #1 book that came out, as well as the Marauders #1, and then there's X-Men books just coming out the wazoo for the next couple of weeks. So if you are an X-Men fan and you were wondering why Marvel had not been doing a lot of X-Men stuff, well, you no longer have to worry, because that stuff is flooding back in. And I have a feeling we might see a reboot announced within the next year and a half, 2 years.
So what was Perlmutter's, why in the first place were they cutting back?
Yeah. So his thing, and this was, kind of a big, it's a rumor, but I mean, it's kind of been confirmed by a lot of people that 20th Century Fox was making all of the money from the X-Men movie franchise, and it wasn't Marvel, and the toys weren't selling well. So his thing was, well, why should we support a movie franchise that's not getting us any money? So just let's cancel this and try to dial it back. He did the same thing when Fantastic Four was getting a reboot. He canceled all the Fantastic Four comics.
That seems so short-sighted to me. That's really weird.
Well, I mean, if you have an attitude of, well, if I can't have some of that money, nobody's going to get anything.
Yeah, there's a bad attitude, though, because let's say that those movies were any good. I mean, they weren't, but let's say they were. Then
Logan was good.
Logan was good, but I would argue that Logan, the film, ended up helping sell more Old Man Logan copies and trades than they would have sold without it. So you're going to sell more comics. That's dumb. Especially something really as big as the X-Men. I understand that they're sour for having to sell off their big franchises when they were in trouble, and now they wish they had them all back and stuff, but that just seems really funky to me.
Yeah, it was really a head scratcher, and I'm sure a lot of people were scratching their head over this, but no longer. X-Men, lots of X-Men, lots and lots of X-Men, and all accounts, House of X and Powers of 10 will be hitting trades, I want to say in January.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to wait until then, you can still go pick up all the individual issues at your local comic shop if you have one nearby. But really, really positive reviews all out on these new X-Men books.
Nice. I love the cover of the one where who is that? Is that Scott Summers? Hold on.
I don't know if it's Scott Summers.
The big X on their head with the helmet.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Scott Summers or if it's Professor X. The Powers of 10 series, which I think is which that one comes from, takes these big incremental leaps. So it starts at like year 1, year 10, year 100, year 1000, year 1 million.
Wow.
Kind of jumps. Yeah. X-Force and X-Factor, I believe, are both back. Marauders launched just this past week. We got a review of that up on the site, as well as the X-Men book. And I forget what the other one is. There's one more. Excalibur, I want to say, is another one that's back.
Oh, wait. Is that the one where they do like the Middle Ages?
That's the British. No, that's the British.
Oh, okay.
X-Men.
I love that. It was called like 1682 or something. What was
well,
that
they
called?
did have that. What was it? 1609, I believe, was the.
I loved that.
The stuff that was set back in the ancient period.
I know it was gimmicky, but I was so into it. I thought that was really cool.
They did one not too long ago. I was going through now that my nerd room of doom is slowly starting to be refilled with stuff, and I'm starting to cull through all of my comic books. I forgot that Marvel had this run. I think it was called 1872, where they basically were like, what if Marvel Universe, but in the 1870s.
Oh, interesting. So kind of turn of the century, industrial age stuff. Yeah, that's cool. I love that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I don't think it works in movies as well, but steampunk Batman or freaking like anytime these guys decide to just, what if it was set here? I get excited. I feel like comics can afford you that weird fantasy of trying out other space or whatever.
So House of X and Powers of X did really well in September. The #2 comic that was shipped to comic shops in September was Spider-Man #1. That's the J.J. Abrams and Son and Sarah Pacelli book.
Oh, how
that
is
one
that?
came out to mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But the number one shipping comic, I was surprised, was Spawn number 300.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's because what's a big deal, right? 300 is a big number.
Yeah.
It's a big, I mean, it's a big round number issue, but
for indie comics, there's not been a comic that has reached that milestone, although Savage Dragon is getting really close.
Yeah, he just needs a few more porn covers and he'll be there. He'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, considering that Spawn, I don't think comes out as regularly as Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon may surpass that, but Todd McFarlane was able to receive a Guinness Book of World Records award a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if it's at LA Comic Fest or it was at another convention he was at, but he got a Guinness Book of World Records for Spawn number 300 and 301, which I think is coming out in the next week or two.
And that didn't 300, he did a bunch of the art. Capullo came back, did a bunch of something.
Scott Snyder came in and wrote some stuff, and a bunch of other people working on this project.
It's pretty cool. I kind of want to pick it up, actually. I think I might.
You might as well. It's worth reading. It's a big, thick book. It is very expensive. It's an $8 book because it's oversized, but it outsold everything else basically 3-1.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, Scott Campbell contributed some art to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy lady, probably.
Probably.
Anyway, you never know.
Or sexy Spawn.
That's what he makes. He makes sexy people.
Yeah. I found while I was going through my collection, I found a bunch of Todd McFarlane autographed books in my collection that I forgot that I had.
Oh, wow.
Which was kind of cool.
Do you have certificates of authenticity?
Actually, they do have certificates of authenticity.
That's good.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? And I flipped over. It's like, oh, certificate of authenticity. And I flip it back over. It's like, yeah, there's his signature right there. So,
nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So many of the signatures that I've gotten from comic creators were way before they started doing the certificates of authenticity. So
one thing that I do, and other people can do this, if you're going to a show and you're getting people to sign your books, take a quick picture of the person signing the comic, and then that way you can say, hey, look, here's me getting this comic signed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear something weird? I'm going to play some old audio from 2008 of my interview with Todd McFarlane. Hold on. It's short.
11 years old.
Hey, everybody. Joining me on the phone is none other.
Who is that babyface voice?
Listen to that young voice. Child. Oh, my God.
That's only 10 years ago.
It's Scott Johnson, and I'm going to be interviewing Todd McFarlane.
I guess my voice is getting lower the older I get. That's weird.
And the Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn, creator of Image Comics, creator of what I think is the...
Draw crooked eyes just as good as
all
him.
That
and then I started teaching myself, again, how to put anatomy together, and eventually...
Anyways, it's almost like I had the low T then.
Yeah, exactly. No T, from no T to low T.
No T to low T. Anyway, sorry. Well, that's pretty cool. I guess grats to them for bringing Spawn back into the forefront like that in such quick fashion.
The interesting thing is when you look at the top 10, there's a lot of Marvel, obviously, with the Powers of 10 and House of X in there. But then kind of bookending number 1 and number 10, also an $8 book, is Harleen number 1 from DC Comics. Now, this is by, I don't know how you say his first name. It's Stepan Sejic, who is a European artist who does some pretty interesting work. If you've ever seen the stuff that he does with Sunstone and other things, it's pretty erotic kind of stuff. But Harleen tells kind of the origin story of Harley Quinn. It is fascinating and it's beautiful to look at. So if you like beautiful art, you like an interesting story, you're all up on Harley Quinn. Harleen number 1 and Harleen number 2 I think comes out next week. Good time to jump on that book. It's just beautiful to look at,
and it's good. Like story's good and all that.
Yeah,
okay.
Very solid.
It's not just her walking around, hey bats, freaking.
No, it really starts with her as a legit psychiatrist or psychologist trying to figure out how can we stop crime, and slowly being degraded and put down because she's a woman and because of some things from her past that keep coming up. And then she meets the Joker, and she's just instantly attracted to him on a number of different levels.
All right. I mean, the Joker's a sexy man. What can you say?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. What a nice list. It sounds like is this normal for September? Is it always a good month? Or is it just...
Overall, the comic book sales, as far as the number of comics shipped, were up about 10%. Graphic novel sales slipped about 2%, which is not uncommon.
Yeah.
Overall, the comics industry compared to this time last year is up about 5% in the number of titles shipped, but also because we're starting to get some creep in pricing. the overall dollar amount went up by about 10%. Year to date, we're still behind in the number of comics that were shipped, but up about 2% in the overall money made. So
interesting. That's just a rise in prices per comic, you're saying? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, when you've got, and especially in the number 10, when you have 2 comics that are $8 a piece, that means that if people are buying a lot of those, the overall amount of money that you're bringing in from comics is going to rise.
$8 is too much.
It kind of is. But in the case of both of these books, Spawn 300, it's oversized. The Harleen one is a special format, a graphic novel size format. And the art is just brilliant in there. It's totally worth the $8.
All right. Well, you're making me want to watch or read Spawn again.
Never realized that Harley Quinn's real first name is Harleen. But
I didn't know that either. I was
Harleen Quinzel.
So did Kevin Smith name his daughter Harleen or Harley?
No, Harley.
Yeah.
Good choice.
But isn't that a lot of Batman villains have this? Like
yeah, of course.
Sure, Victor Freeze.
Yeah, Victor Freeze, dude.
Oh yeah.
Gee, I
Don't
wonder
forget
who
Joe.
he's gonna end up being. I wonder what power he'll wield. Something to make
Mr.
people
Kerr,
cold.
Joe Kerr. You know, he
Yeah, Joe
did that
Kerr.
same thing.
Who else?
Joe Kerr.
Who else was there? There was
Edward Nygma is a good example.
Oh yeah, Enigma. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
I have Dr. Hugo Strange. That's his straight up name before he goes strange.
That's true. And Doctor Strange in the Marvel side, it's sort of the same joke.
Stephen Strange, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still kind of the same idea. Anyway, well, this is great. Having you back is especially great. And boy, do you have a devoted fan here in Salt Lake City. So just go to bed knowing that tonight, and everything will be fine. Hey, Steven Schleicher, what else is going on the side, or anything else you want people to be paying attention to?
I played The Outer Worlds for the first time this weekend on our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Major Spoiler. So I might continue that next weekend as well. So go subscribe and check that out. It's twitch.tv/Major Spoilers.
It's very good, that game.
It's interesting.
It's very good.
I would say that it's a good game, but having come off Red Dead Redemption 2 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I see a lot of similarities, but there also feels like there's something lacking. Well, aesthetically, though, it's beautiful.
Yeah, this game is. I'll tell you who will love this game. If you already like the Fallout series, everything previous to 76, but like Fallout New Vegas in particular, because the same developers made that, or Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls games. This is one of those. A little tighter. In terms of, it's not just a giant open world you can get totally lost in and forget what the hell you're doing. So it's a little more structured than usual, but it's kind of one of those. And if you like those, this is going to be your game of the year. If you're more akin to the other titles you just suggested, I would say that maybe not. But I'm loving it. I love these things. I love that developer. They make the kind of RPGs I want to play. So I'm totally into it. Anyway, play more and let me know what you think. I'd be curious.
All right, I will. And just as a early recommendal, if none of you guys have seen it yet, Dolomite Is My Name with Eddie Murphy on Netflix. Ooh, so good.
Is it good?
It is really good.
That's what I heard. And he's coming
I think
back
for people who are
who
are indie creators, really need to watch that movie.
Yeah, it's a story I've always wanted to heard told anyway, and I heard Murphy's great in it, and he's going to be back on SNL to promote it, which is cool. So you might get like a Mr. Robinson again or something out of him, or Gumby. I don't know. Guess we're going to find out. Steven Schleicher, everybody. Majorspoilers.com. Major Spoilers on Twitter. We'll see you later.
Stay hydrated.
Bye now.
See you, Steven.
Yeah, I do want to see that Eddie Murphy thing.
Yeah.
He can act when he needs to.
Right, exactly, yes.
Oh, that's a funny thing. On his driving in cars with Jerry Seinfeld getting coffee or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
He doesn't do the laugh at all.
No, for a while, it's a very serious Eddie Murphy. Not serious, but like a very
He's super
subdued Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the 80s Eddie Murphy at all. And the stuff he was saying about Bill Cosby was, man, that is an interesting thing, that whole thing.
A really good episode of that.
Yeah, very good. Recommend it. All right. Daryl is on his way. Whoops. Trek nerd.
Daryl.
As far as I know.
Daryl, get in here and tell us about some Star Trek.
I can never tell because he just shows up as blank, but then he answers.
Oh, he shows up as blank in real life, too.
This is the truth. What you say is true. Although he's not answering this time. Daryl. I'm going to pause and save this. All right. Yeah, he's a much quieter dude now. The fact that he's actually doing anything is surprising because he seems like he was just happy to be chilling and not doing much. Eddie Murphy, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is. Okay, Daryl, don't send me a new call, Daryl. We need to teach him how this works. Daryl, are you there?
Well, that's weird. Yes. I'm here.
Hi. You're here. You called me back for some reason, which was very weird. But don't worry about it because having you here is all we needed. And now his theme. Oop, wrong one. Oh, wrong one. Where are you? Oh.
Hello, and welcome to Star Trek Adventure.
It's kind of fruity, isn't it?
It's Daryl Skeels, everybody.
I'm terrible with soundboards.
He's the Trek nerd. He comes here on Mondays, talks about Star Trek stuff, and we actually have some today, which is exciting because it's been a little bit dry lately. Not a lot of stuff going on. But we got ideas about what's happening on Lower Decks. This is the animated thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the deets? Fill us in.
Well, the characters are supposed to be fans of Data and Janeway.
Oh.
So the characters themselves are fans.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, of Data and Janeway in what context? Just separately, they really like them, admire them? Like
that, as far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I guess, anybody in any business that admires someone in the same business.
Okay, so if it was like, let's say you're a young budding musician and you think of Prince and you go, man, Prince was awesome. I want to be like Prince.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay, but does this take? I mean, Janeway, quote unquote, disappeared for quite a while, right?
And
Because of
Data's
the,
dead too.
Yeah, Data's in a drawer. Well, dude, freaking go watch
We've
Nemesis.
seen him, he's in a drawer in Picard.
Yeah, but he's also
Well.
he's in Nemesis and he dies and he doesn't die, but he basically gets. What happens? I forget.
Down. He gets shut down.
Oh right, and B4 is the new Data, right? Remember that dumb idea? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was terrible. That movie, I love Nemesis, but I hate that part. It sucks. Anyway, sorry, that's not the point. So these characters are big fans of the Data and Janeway, but you say the show's not for kids and it's full of adult humor. I didn't know that. I thought this was for kids.
Yeah. No. They're doing a separate
Starfleet Academy
Nickelodeon
thing.
Okay.
Right.
So is this just going to be like a Family Guy skit the whole time, do you think?
I think it's going to be like probably like a Family Guy skit, probably closer to Robot Chicken.
Okay. Just
kind of humor, right?
Or that one that I don't watch because I don't like the art.
Oh, which one's that?
Big Mouth? Big Mouth?
No, the one that looks, they're the main guy.
Rick and
looks
Morty?
like- yeah, that one.
Oh, you don't like Rick and Morty's art? That's funny.
You're dead to me, Skeels.
I love the art. I think the art makes it for me.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, if it's that kind of humor, actually, I'd be all into that kind of humor because Star Trek would lend itself really well to the idea of weird time travel and strange.
Yep.
Ooh, there's a thing off the starboard bow. What's it doing?
Commander Data, we're going to go to this planet that's all.
I don't know, Rick. I don't think we should go to that planet. He doesn't talk like that. I don't know,
Isn't
Rick.
that just
What?
Isn't that just Back to the Future?
It is.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
that's
they're
what it was
making fun of
originally
it.
intended to be. And
Okay.
Yeah, they're
they
making
said,
fun of
well,
it, but it's a lot more than that. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it.
No, I
watched
tried.
it and couldn't get into it.
Oh, well, yeah, no, it's pretty creative, but it's also it's a
That's another
broad
one where-
parody of that, sure.
And you've got to. I think you've got to watch a couple full episodes before you start to say, "All right, I'm in the groove of the humor," because otherwise you're kind of going against the grain. It's like, all right, what is the,
Yeah, it takes a
what is this?
second.
But after 2 episodes, it's like, oh, I am so hooked.
This is how I am
This
with
is such smart
Disenchanted
humor.
is like this for me on Netflix. It took me 2-3 episodes, and once I was like in the rhythm, I love that. I love that cartoon. I couldn't wait for a second season. I love the second season. Like I think it's as good as anything. So yeah, Daryl, you should give it another
what's
shot.
that Bob Odenkirk cartoon?
No.
Better Call Saul.
No.
Big Mouth, right? Or no? Is
No,
that,
no,
is he,
no.
He doesn't do Big
It's
Mouth.
like they rotoscope the whole
Yeah,
thing.
it's on Amazon Prime. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. It's
fully
really
animated.
good.
The people are rotoscoped through the whole thing. It's like what's it remind me of? A little bit like Scanner Darkly. A little bit. Remember that?
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Kinda
I
like that.
didn't. That movie was too distracting.
That movie.
Undone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that's
I watched a bit of this with Kim, and it was super interesting. It's I'm not sure where it's going, but it seems like it's a thing.
The
And,
ending,
Is it what's the scoop of that one? Is it
do people like it? You mean
like philosophical, spacey kind of stuff? Because I'm looking at photos and it looks like it's
yeah, philosophical.
Kinda.
If her dead father, who's Bob Odenkirk, is guiding her through time to do this stuff and save him and all this other stuff. It's good, really good though.
I like it. Yeah, it's odd. It's an interesting. I mean, it's one of those things you watch and go, "Oh, this is why we have streaming services, because they can get experimental and not spend the whole bank." You know, like back in the day, this never makes it on TV. There's like not a chance this is ever on TV, but it's interesting.
Sure.
Not for kids' adult humor. I'm into that. I like that. 90s cameos. Tell me what that means.
Just what it says. It's kind of cryptic. I'm
like
not
what,
sure
Alfonso
what it means.
Ribeiro and the cast of Designing Women, or what are we talking here?
Oh, that's a good deep cut, dude. That's good. Alfonso Ribeiro and the cast of Designing Women are going to be on Star Trek.
Or is it like 90s Star Trek cameos?
Yeah, it'd probably be that, right? Like Jake Sisko is going to show up and do a voice or something weird like that.
I think that's most likely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, I love that other idea, though. Maybe other 90s people get in there. Joey Lawrence. We want a Joey Lawrence episode.
Will my two dads make an appearance?
Yeah. Yeah, can we get that going? The cast of Northern Exposure, perhaps? They could show up. Anyway, there are 10 episodes total, 30 minutes each. Do these all... They're not releasing it this once. This is a Disney Channel thing, right? Or something? Or, no.
The CBS All Access.
CBS All Access, sorry.
I think it's going to be like the others and come out once a week.
I mean,
we don't know a start date of that, though, right?
No.
It's going to be late. What did they say? 2021, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we still have a couple of years to wait for this one.
So they've, about a year. They've recorded all the dialogue, all the audio.
Well, you know, the next year is 2020.
Yeah, but it's almost that now.
Yeah, it is almost that now.
Yeah, but late 2021 means we're late 2019.
Yeah, so 2 years.
Yeah, I meant not to say.
Daryl apparently is also playing with time travel.
Yeah. Oh, that's too good. No,
I was gonna say late 2020 and then changed it
early 2020.
mid-sentence.
Gotcha.
So this is the problem with the 2020s. We're going to be doing that a lot, I think.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're born today, you will be in the graduating class of 2037.
Oh, yeah.
That's
all
pretty
our
cool.
little babies will be glad to hear that.
Yeah, all the babies, like Van, will be graduating in 2037. My son Nicholas, who's 19, will be 37 years old.
Start stocking up on those 2037 graduating class napkins and streamers.
I don't know why. I just did the math yesterday for no reason. And it was just interesting to think that that's even a year, you know? Like, how is that even a year?
If you were born to a baby born today,
yeah,
will be a year old 1 year from now.
There you go. Figure that out. That's amazing.
with a bright red on-air light on his head.
There it is. Did you know they had a bright red light on that thing?
There's a red light on air light?
Did you notice that? That's crazy. So, Daryl, let me ask you this question here. Do you think that they're going to go to Ryza and do adult humor on the Pleasure Planet? Do you think that'll happen?
I'm pretty sure. I think they will.
All right. Do you think when you say adult humor, like how adult? Like we talking?
I don't think it's gonna be like heavy metal cartoon, animated heavy metal cartoon level.
I don't think there'll be any bouncing.
Okay, but you don't like I don't know if you've seen Big Mouth, but it's.
I bet it won't be as hard as Big Mouth.
Oh, it can't be, right? No way.
No.
Because that show, whew.
I'm guessing, on the level of probably Robot Chicken and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm into it though. Go to Ryza. Go do that. Let's get Riker up in this somehow. I don't know how, but get him in there. He seems willing.
Have him straddle a bunch of chairs.
Yeah, whole bunch of chairs, one after another. Just boom, boom, boom. I'm into it. When you say bouncing, you mean boobs, right? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, I don't mean that.
Oh, you mean...
Oh, he means the sex.
Oh, you mean the actual sex. Bouncing? Yeah. Who calls it bouncing?
Well, that's what they do on the set.
Yeah, but nobody's... When I grew up, I didn't go, hey, Eric, you gonna do some bouncing this weekend? Like, but doesn't. I've never heard that before. All right, that's fine.
It's my own.
What do you say we head back to my place and do some bouncing?
Yeah, no is the answer. No, I don't want to go to your house. All right, well, that's fantastic. Daryl Skeels, everybody. He is the Trek Nerd, brings us this great information every Monday. You can follow him on Twitter at The Trek Nerd and at the fine podcast known as This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com. Daryl, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Just this little thing. No, it's not that.
Okay.
Sela, remember, from Trek, from TNG, the Romulan, played by Denise Crosby, might make an appearance on Picard.
Whoa.
As a
Will it be her, or will it be her hands holding a couple of action figures?
Nerdtacular deep cut.
Sorry for all the deep cuts, folks.
No,
I
they're
really
good.
want you to Google a lot.
These are really good. These are great callbacks. Now let me think for a second. Wait, she's bad in this?
Yeah,
like
she was bad. Yeah, Sela was bad.
Was she a villain? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, she was. It was it was No More Things, or what's the final episode?
All good things.
No More Things. I like that.
No More Things. All right. Well, but I look forward to seeing that. That's a good rumor. Nice rumor. Good pull. You all right, Daryl? You gonna be ga. All right. He's gone.
Yes, almost as good as Encounter at PowerPoint Station. That was a great pilot episode.
Encounter at Keynote. Yeah, that was a good one.
Right, exactly.
By the way, the new version of Keynote runs so good on the iPad Pro. I just can't say enough about it. I used it at that lecture, and it was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
Really easy. All right, that's it for that. Now, you might say to yourselves, isn't it Monday, Scott? Don't you guys have a Monday mashup from TMS Mashups? And the answer is yes, we do. And it's important to preface this by saying TMS Mashups is currently in the throes of a family-wide household stomach flu bug thing. And so we're thinking of you, buddy. You still somehow pounded one of these out. I haven't touched the mashup because I don't want to get sick by touching the digital creation.
Hold it with gloves. Yes.
Yeah. So I've tried really hard to do that.
We played this.
This is called Sesame Street. Okay.
Okay.
For whatever that's worth. Here it is. Enjoy. Do show now. Make show good. You do show? Me like when you do show.
Why do I have this boner?
Wait, didn't we do this one?
I don't recognize it. Did we? What's it called?
It's called Sesame Street. I swear.
Oh,
we
totally did. Yes, we did do this one.
Hold on, let me look at the thing. TMS Mashup's in there right now going, hold on a second. Yeah, that's an old one. Did I grab the wrong one? Hold on, here we go. I'm looking. I never look at these, or I don't play them ahead of time because I think they're... Oh, yeah, this is old. Yeah, there's not one in there. Oh, man, there's not one in there.
That's
TMS
all right.
Mashups.
That's all right. Feel better, TMS Mashups. Oh, he says
check now. Okay, semi-attention.
Semi-attention.
That doesn't sound good either. All right, semi-attention. Now we're playing it. Enjoy. We're going to do a show now. That's what was making that echo.
I believe you.
Okay.
I'm moist like a towelette.
It's total Oscar bait.
Oh, we love some Oscar bait. Oscar bait.
I'm a chronic Oscar baiter.
Yeah.
Think about what you've done.
Think about what you've done. Think about Iggy.
Just think about it for a while.
Yeah, you think about it.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm planning on going on concert, gonna tour. And I'm gonna, get on the tour bus.
No one deserves this fate.
Brad can watch, but he's got to pay $1,000.
You go full dick if you have to.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, she did an on-air light on the edge of the things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Oh my god, there's like a red on-air light on this thing. My fingers always get stuck when I run them through your hair.
Did you guys notice that there was a red on-air light on that thing?
Turn off that bloody noise, Philip! I don't know what it is. Oh, that!
I'll compare you to a kiss from a rose. Oh man, I'm slipping to Michael McDonald for that one. I can't seal without Michael McDonalding. I'm a kiss from a rose. I'm just gonna lean full into Michael McDonald.
So far.
I don't know where your American thing for sweet boys with no lids comes from. Where do you Yanks get off with your lidless pies, your sweet pies?
You want me to change your adult diaper? You made the poopy.
I'm going to submit my face to this company. They're going to give me $100,000. $1,000.
If I join the call that way, it eats goat dick is the problem. So I have to do it. Actually, I have to join the call a different way.
There's no worse dick than goat dick.
No worse dick than goat dick.
Yep.
You will have my full attention, sir.
Ooh, gross. Give me
All right, well,
just your brain attention.
just a half.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
A semi. Give me your semi attention. Gross. Oh man, that was really good this week. Nice job. I'm glad we figured it out and it was in there. But he's also sick, and we forgive him. You know, he's sick.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, we feel
Totally
bad for you,
forgive
buddy. That was a really funny one. Nice job. Man, if that doesn't get you to go over to patreon.com/TMS and support us, I don't know what will. Seriously.
Support him.
That was intense. Y'all should go do that. Oh, and I know I promised last week I'd play that 10-year anniversary thing that Jamie did, but I forgot. So I will do it at the end of the Today Show, 100% positive because it's on this note. So it's happening. I guarantee it's happening today. Sure. You'll believe it when you hear it. All right. I think that's it. Go to our website, frogpants.com/TMS, and check out all the stuff we have there. Hey, Brian, let's play a song and go. Do you have one?
I'd love that. Yes. Cinia wrote in and said, hey, Skeleton and Banshee.
Whoa.
I want to know if you could play this funky cover of the song Megalovania from Undertale. I'm pretty sure that fans would really enjoy this version. If you'd rather play something else, then any song involving skeletons would be perfect for injecting a little backbone into the upcoming holiday. Thank you both so much for helping to bring some levity into my life, as well as attracting such an accepting community. Having all of you there in the background has helped me through the anxiety of beginning transition and coming out to my less than accepting family. Aw. I appreciate everything that you do, more than I could possibly express. Love the show, though. And lastly, does Scott still have scooters, or did he get a DWI?
Oh, man. Okay, so this is always a challenge because
I know.
We had that changeover of computer then. I lost a bunch of files. But I'm going to search
While
for it
you're
anyway.
looking, I'll tell Cinia that you're always welcome here in the Tadpool. We love you and appreciate you. And
oh yeah,
glad to have you.
Yeah, you listen. Here's the one truth I can tell you for sure. Well, I never understand when a family when they can't deal with this because do you love your kid or don't you? I don't care if Nick could come home right now with one eye in the middle of his forehead, a tail, and tell me that he's 8 different sexualities and that his boogers are gold. I don't care. He can tell me whatever
I think you
he
don't
wants.
understand transitioning.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have a smaller example of this. But you love your kid or you freaking don't.
Of course, yes.
So love your kids or don't have them, you a-holes. Oh, it makes me mad. Anyway, you're totally accepted here. Don't you worry about that.
Absolutely. Even if you have an eye in the middle of your forehead and you have gold snot.
Well, gold snot could get you far in this world. You might be able to.
Well, if it's real gold, as long as it's not fool's gold snot.
No, it'd be real gold. You'd go in and cash it in.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
For sure. I can't find DWI because I think it got lost in the mix, so I apologize.
Oh.
It's not there. I tried. Really
That's
hard.
right. You get my impersonation.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Nailed it.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. All right. The request is for Undertale Megalovania. This is the version by Simgret. Oh, it's not showing up. Here we go. Simgratina, the Simgratina remix of Undertale or Megalovania from Undertale. Going out to Cinia.
Oh, that's very nice. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand new show. Please come back then. Where's my thing? Goodbye.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
You know we didn't talk about the laugh at you. Listen to this part where she says this.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
She gets hung up at the
They're all gonna laugh at you.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, she gets
They're
stuck
all
there.
gonna laugh at you.
She gets all gummed up.
Well, she's in the process of hitting Sissy Spacek or something at that point.